a gift, as they prepare to receive a gift. And we pray for our own church family as we prepare to receive a gift with the Murphys as well. And we give thanks to you for all the mercies you've bestowed. We give thanks to you for all the ways that we don't acknowledge your grace and your goodness for where we have faltered. We give thanks that you are still with us, you still love us, and nothing that we can do will ever cause us to stray from your love. We just love you and we give you thanks in your son's name. Amen. Preacher Juan, come on up here. Up? Get the butt in, okay.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Beautiful people, beautiful Christians. I heard that somewhere. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick recap. Really, I want to thank the laity. The laity has been the team under our coach, Preacher Juan, and we've done wonderful things in the last 3 years. You know, beyond growth of our membership, we've grown a lot of disciples, I think. We've grown in our Stephen Ministries. We've created an ERT team. Preacher Juan's big strengths it's really touched so many of us. The visitations when we've had an illness or we've had a loss of life in our family. He's traveled many miles to be with us, sometimes out of state even, to be with us. And he's there in the parking lot waiting for us when we come up for the surgery or whatever for a loved one. He's also called people when it's been birthday time, anniversary time. He's even beat the dulls, I think, on that kind of stuff. His call got to him before the card got from the dulls. But we've also grown in staff size. The Journey to Freedom did a wonderful thing. It brought a horrendous debt down to under $250,000 now. And it was about 1.2 when we started. And that's really, it didn't come out of Preacher Juan's pocket, although he tithed. It did come out of all your pockets. So I think it's just wonderful, the response that we've had there.
You're running.
I could go on and on. You've been getting some great communications from the communications folks, Darius Combs and Kimmy. And so you've been really kept up to date. I want to give a pat on the back too for our Sunday school teachers who have done a lot of online work themselves. Bobby, Pastor Ted, and I'm not in the other Sunday schools, and I'm assuming some of the other ones did the same thing, but also our online services. Bob Hibbard, we thank you. It's been a nightmare doing the online stuff when we've had to respond real quickly. But all the leadership people and all the people on the teams, again, we call ourselves teams now. So Preacher Juan's been our coach, and we've been on his team. And I think you need to give a hand for yourself. Let's give a hand for ourselves, why don't we? One last thing, Pastor Alex is getting caught off guard with this. Jesus asked the disciples to be fishers of men. And we did a little twist on that. You know, in the Bible it says, give a man a fish, he'll eat it that day, but teach a person how to fish and he'll eat the rest of his life. Well, have you all seen a number of fish that me, Young, and Preacher Juan can eat at one sitting? What's the record for Preacher Juan? Is it 7 or 8? Is it Roy's house? Is it 7 or 8 in one sitting? I think it is. Me Young has been a little bit more delicate. She sneaks her fish. We want to give a presentation for that. And Jill's coming over here. We wanted to equip them a little bit better. So a number of folks kicked in the pot, and we've got some fishing poles right over here. Top of the line, I'm sure. And on top of that, there is a fishing pole for their upcoming granddaughter that has some pink accent sights. Or accent what? Colors. Just lastly, Me Young catches more fish than Preacher Juan does, just so that's clear. Anyway, we wish him well. Now it's the man's turn, the men in black. I got the memo.
I've got this box here. This is our makeshift offering. I know. But if you've got cards or tithes, we're going to collect in this way. And we all know the protocol by now with online giving and text to give. So anyways, I'll be walking around periodically with this. But now it's time for the man of the hour. Preacher Juan, come on up here.
We love one. We love one. We love one. We love one.
That's what youth does for you.
We'd never get up
I
there.
couldn't do it.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
Good morning to you, beautiful people, beautiful Christian. We should have this long time ago. Thank you so much for your coming, everybody. It's just a great joy, and thank you, Steve, for your comment. And it just it's hard to believe that Myung and I have to leave this coming Tuesday. But I've been, as a United Methodist pastor, I have moved several times. But I can tell you that this is the most difficult move that I have. It's partly because maybe I'm getting old. Or it's maybe that to be obedient to God is that much difficult. I remember the story when Jesus prayed in Gethsemane. His sweat became blood, and he said, "Not my will, but thy will be done." I have thought about a lot why it was so difficult for Jesus to pray at Gethsemane. It's not just because he had to face crucifixion, dying on the cross. It's because he could not see his loved ones anymore physically. And their loved ones cannot see him face to face anymore. That is, I believe it was so difficult for him to leave the earth. But I want to know how much I am grateful and thankful. You have done me more than I have. I have taught you. I want you to know that you have blessed me more than I have given you. My goal, is as a pastor is that we all go to heaven, and just focus on that. We have served the Lord in an unprecedented time in human history. Coronavirus, 3 months ago, nobody expected this kind of things happen to all humanities. I'm sure there was some infectious disease in the past, but not at this scale. And we have seen social unrest, the riot, police brutality, and protesting. It is a so unsettling time. And the United Methodist Church itself face huge challenges upcoming years. But I want you to remember this. Do not get distracted by those. Guard your heart. Strengthen your faith. Keep focus on the Lord. Do not major in minors. There's many minor things, and Christ only, the only worth our attention and our heart and our soul, and that we all have. I'm so thankful for, I will not say each individual because I may leave out some, but all of you, looking from here, everybody, have meant so much to me and Myung and my family. And if I do not see you again, I pray that we will see each other in heaven. And with that, thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Preacher Juan, I think you're still on the hot spot. We got some questions for you. We're gonna make this a little bit lighter, and some people have some burning questions. So I'll ask both of them, and then give the mic back to you. And then, well, maybe I'll say my little bit first, just because I think it's important for me to say this. So let's do that. I'm gonna hide behind the sunglasses, and then I'll ask the questions. And if you have more questions, text them to me. This can't be heavy the whole time. We gotta lighten it up. But for me personally, I was very encouraged when I met Preacher Juan. I feel that our time together has been robbed. 5 months with you, Preacher Juan, is not nearly enough. I give thanks to God for your leadership and your mentorship. And on a very personal note, there's not a lot of pastors that look like us in our conference, in our denomination. So when I had the opportunity to, I don't know what to tell you, Juan. You've meant a lot to me. I'm just a young buck, I'm still gonna be calling you, trying to figure out, which way is up. But I really do appreciate who you are. I really appreciate how you lead. We said from the beginning that we were like married, basically, as work partners in covenant together. So I so cherish that covenant, and it's not gonna go away when you go to Irwin. I'll still be calling you. I'll still be asking you if you got that dog I've been telling you to get, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyways, that's enough from me. A couple of questions for you, Preacher Juan. I might get some more. Number one, okay, is this. What was the biggest fish you caught while you were living here? Okay, and did Myung catch a bigger fish? The second question is, so think about that for a second. The other question is, now the chickens are gone in the care of the hearse, what's next? Are you moving on to cattle? What's going on? What's the next opportunity that lies ahead for you? So those are the two questions we have so far.
Thank you, Pastor Alex. I want to say to Pastor Alex, and also you may see a young clergy who come into ministry. Ministry is not about knowing about the Bible, biblical knowledge, or intellectual knowledge. Nowadays, we can see many things from the internet. I truly believe ministry is integrity. Integrity, when people see us, that they can tell, wow, I can count on him. I can believe what he said. That is very important. And I'm so thankful, Pastor Alex, for being a team with me. And he is only 27. I will be 63 on Tuesdays. So it's some 36 years apart. Isn't it amazing? But it's a great joy that I have to say goodbye to you, that you have a Pastor Alex for such a time as this, and he'll be a great asset in this transitional time. The biggest fish that I caught, I think, is at Martha Pope's pier, right there. I caught drums. I think it was one. Maybe we caught some 10 drums. Just amazing that. Here, Myung in here. she tried. So that one, and then usually when we go out fishing with Myung is much better. She's much better. I mean, she has a better sense than I do in everything, even in the ministry, in preaching too. So I am so thankful for Myung, for her really sacrificial love. And this time, really, sometimes when we face transitions, when we face changes, making sure that you and your spouse become a one. When you become one team, it is much, much easier to handle the challenges. But if a husband and wife or family divided, when they face challenges, sufferings, whatever, it's very difficult. But I've been so blessed with my boss for 33 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything you did for Juan and me. And we have a lot of good memory and a little bit of bad memory. We throw all bad memory to the river or ocean somewhere, but we get good memory with our heart, and then we remember you. Thank you so much.
What's next? No more chickens. What's next?
Oh, chicken. We still brought the chicken. Several of our church families gave us the chicken, like a chicken made out of steel, chicken out of all those kind of things. And yeah, it was a moment that really we enjoyed raising chickens and especially eating fresh eggs. But we had a very difficult time in getting rid of them. We donated that. We gave that away to Odell and Pat Hurst. They are much better. They are much better in raising chickens. We are so blessed. But when I retire, I'm not sure when I retire. Because I will stay in ministry as long as I feel the burning desire in my soul, and then I will stay. But if I do not feel anymore, then I'll be out. When I retire, maybe I will raise. I will have a farm and then chickens and then goat. So not dogs.
The follow-up question was how much is chicken a part of your diet now that you're like done raising them for now? Are you eating chicken daily, weekly?
Yeah, I think I eat chickens almost every day. I mean, did I tell you the story that after we got rid of the chickens and chicken coops and we were so sad? I mean, when we look at the outside in the backyard, I mean, just it's gone. We felt so sad. So it was Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon, Neil and I went to see the chickens. The chickens did not care about us. I mean, not at all. I mean, we felt somewhere betrayed. So I went to the Food Lion. I bought rotisserie chicken for dinner.
What other questions do we have for Preacher Juan? I mean, I can wipe down the mic if anyone wants to maybe say anything, or this is very open-ended. I'm gonna end us by doing a blessing, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So, what other questions do you guys have, or words of Thanksgiving? Yeah, I'd like to speak a little bit. You like to speak a little bit? Okay, let me wipe down this mic for you. Come on up here. I don't want to get on the platform. No, you don't. Okay. It's Clorox wipes are stuck in there.
Our hands are wet.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Hal Mills, and today is my birthday. In my lifetime, I've been to a lot of churches. Baptist church, non-denominational church, Catholic church. Presbyterian and Methodist. And I've had a lot of preachers and a lot of pastors. You can have a good preacher and not a good pastor. You can have a good pastor and not a good preacher. But Preacher Juan is the best pastor and preacher that I've ever had in my life. And Mae Young is the best pastor and preacher's wife that I've ever known. Her participation just outranks any other pastor or preacher's wife that I've ever known. She's just wonderful. Both of them, it just breaks my heart that they're leaving. And I hope and pray that they'll have peace and joy and comfort at Irwin United Methodist Church. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we sing happy birthday song to him?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hal. Happy birthday to you.
Is there anyone else who would like the mic? I can't really see out into the crowd with the sun.
Greg. Greg.
Okay, here we go.
I'm Greg Rupp. I've been a member of Camp United Methodist Church for 30 years. I have a question for you, Reverend Juan. How many times in your life have you been baptized?
I've been baptized 3 times, because the first time when I was baptized in the army, and 2 times by Greg while we are fishing.
Juan and I became fishing partners, and that's because I'm a terrible fisherman, so I thought if I had divine intervention, my fishing skills would improve. But I would like to say, you heard Hal say, the best preacher that we've ever had. I know WJ has said the very same thing. I know that we're going to greatly miss Juan. His accomplishments are off the charts as far as what we've seen in the history of this church. And my prayer, and our prayer should be for our new minister, is that we need to pray that he's going to need to fill some pretty big shoes in this church. Juan, I've never had a relationship with a minister as I've had with you. It's been really remarkable for me, this friendship that we've had in only 3 years. Somebody had mentioned earlier how we feel somewhat robbed that you're going to be leaving us. As a church, I believe we really need to put more pressure on our district and our district leaders and be much more vocal as far as the congregation is concerned, what we believe in as a church. I'm very sad I'm happy for Juan that he's going to be closer to his family, but I'm sad for our church, and I'm sad inside. But Juan, you can always drive back here, and I'd be willing to baptize you a 3rd and 4th time if need be. But I thank you very much for your friendship.
I see Tom coming up.
Good morning. My name is Tom Adams. And my wife, Suzanne, and I have had the pleasure of course, knowing Preacher Juan and Me Young since they arrived here at Camp United Methodist Church. We never felt so much a part of the church until Pastor Juan and Me Young came here. I remember one of the first times that he and I had lunch, and he said, "Tom, I want you to come and be a part of the finance committee." So I agreed to do that. We had a meeting. The second month, he said, "I know you want to be chair, so you're going to be chair now." So he has that way of volunteering people, and he has done a fantastic job doing so throughout his time here at camp. On a personal note, Preacher Juan taught us the power of prayer. We had a son that was estranged for a few years. Preacher Juan would always tell me, "Tom, just say, 'I'm sorry. I am so sorry.'" So I started doing that, and lo and behold, our son is now as close as ever to us. And for that, we thank God. Okay, one other thing, I'm going to stop. If you remember when we kicked off the Journey to Freedom campaign, John Jones stood up and talked about the campaign. And one thing he said is, "We don't need a magic wand to make this happen because we have one."
Wow, this is a tough day, but a loving day. I think of a song we used to sing, "There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place," and I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. When you walked in that first Sunday, you brought him back home, and we thank you. And he's going to remain with us because of all the beautiful spirit and the prayers that you so lovingly listen to our Lord and Savior and give to us. I'll always have that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to give you the mic for that one.
Let's sing all together. There's a sweet, sweet split.
Yes.
I would just like to say thank you to Preacher Juan for marrying our daughter on the beach last Friday. It was a blessing, it was a beautiful ceremony, and something that Mark and I will carry in our hearts forever. Thank you. God bless.
Let's sing all together. That is a beautiful song. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. I know it is a spirit of the Lord. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet heavenly dove. Stay right here with us.
Fill us with your love. Fill us with your
Fill it with your love. And with his blessings, we know he shall.
Without a doubt, we'll know.
Without time, no, he know we shall bless. Okay, let's sing all together. Good, good. Hey, come over here. Let's come over here.
Everybody come over.
Rose, are you going to lead
Rose,
us?
that's right.
You know all the words. You're okay. Hey, the Lord says make a joyful noise.
Okay, if it's not in the right key, y'all bump it up. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place, and I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. There are sweet expressions on each face, and I know it is the Spirit of the Lord. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet heavenly dove,
Beautiful. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? If not, going once, going twice. Okay. I'm going to ask Jill Bryant to come forward. Jill, just come grab the mic. I'll grab that. And we got a little presentation here.
Steve Dare told me to use my Baptist voice, and I'm not sure what that means, but I'm just going to use my teacher voice to do this. I will say that this has been a journey between Franz and I and Pastor Juan. Some of you know this, that our first Sunday at camp was Pastor Rich's last Sunday. And our second Sunday was Pastor Juan's first Sunday. And so about a week or so after that, he came to visit us in our home and found out that my husband is a great cook and that we were involved in dinners at our previous church on Wednesday nights. And so he recruited us. And I kept saying, now, Pastor Juan, we may have to go back to Raleigh for me to finish out my job up there and for us to get our house sold in Apex. And he was like, no, it's okay. So it ended up to be that way. And we didn't get back until December. So in January, Franz started cooking Wednesday night meals. Tammy Munns and others had been our fill-in for all that time. And thank you, Tammy. Because you can't say no to Pastor Juan. We tried. But we started in January, and then I got called back to my job again because the person who had taken my place had left, and they wanted me to finish out my school year with my students. And so we ended up going back. And just so you'll know, Pastor Juan looked at Franz when we told him, and he said, I'm going to miss you to Franz. He did not say that to me. I think he looked at me like, you're taking our chef away. So this has been a journey for us, and we're so glad. Pastor Juan has often said he is the best looking minister around, and so we wanted to verify that and to keep that. And so the portrait was commissioned of him, and since we don't know when